Lesson 6. The incredibly not that used very often 24-hour clock. Anyway, but you need to learn it, because if you do see it or you do hear it, you need to understand it. And occasionally in our world, we do need to use it, especially if you are a nurse or a doctor, or you're just in a hospital. You'll see these kind of clocks there. Also, if you're an airplane pilot or a flight attendant, you're going to be running on this kind of clock. Or if you're in the military. All right? The rest of us don't often use this clock unless we're flying. Anyway, let's take a look at this. What is a 24-hour clock? Well, remember, we have 24 hours in each day. And our regular clocks only go up to 12, so they have to kind of spin around twice each day. The 24-hour clock is able to show all 24 hours on the same clock. Okay, so let's read a little bit more here. Over here it says, from midnight to noon, the hours are from 0 to 12. You don't actually see a 0 on the clock, but you could imagine that there is kind of a 0 right at that 12 o'clock mark, and also at the 24. And then from 1 p.m. until midnight, the hours are from 13 to 24. So it's kind of interesting. I'll try and show you here. So let's take a look at the clock on the right. Okay, so let's say it's midnight. Midnight is the beginning of the day, right? 12 o'clock midnight, that is the beginning of the new day. It's kind of like that's your 0 hours. That's your 0 hours. You're starting there. You're not 1 hour into the day yet. As soon as that day begins, you're at the 0 hour, and then you start counting minutes. And then you have your first hour, that'd be 1. And then you have your next hour, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the sun's coming up now, about 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, school starts, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock is when lunch usually happens. Not in our school, unfortunately, but in most normal schools. And then from that 12, you jump over to the 13. 1300 hours, we call it. Okay, and then you have 14, then you have 15, then you have 16, 17, 18 is about supper time. Okay, 19, 20, 22, 23, 20, and then 24 is back to midnight again. And you are starting a brand new day again from 0 hours. So it seems kind of like, well, confusing, but it's not really. Just remember, we have the first 12 hours of the day. The first half of the day is normal. We just start 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5, 6. And then when we get to lunchtime, and we're in the afternoon, and the afternoon hours just continue. It's the 13th hour since the day began, and then it's the 14th hour since the day began. It's the 15th hour of the day, 16th hour of the day, 17th hour of the day, 18th hour of the day, 19th hour of the day, 20th hour of the day, 21st hour of the day, 22nd hour of the day, 23rd hour of the day, and the last hour is that 24th hour, and then the new day begins all over again at first hour of the day. So just remember, it's kind of related very strongly to our 24 hours in 1 day time period. And I'm going to give you a better video to watch. That's just my basic explanation, which I hope didn't mess you up.